All right, so just to give you guys kind of an introduction. So I've got a project that I'm working on to kind of for people who aren't hackers to automate a you can't really call it a pen test, but kind of automate a pen test, right? For people who want to have their infrastructure tested internally and externally, but don't necessarily know anything about security. They know a little bit, just enough to kind of get themselves in trouble, aren't familiar with what tools they need, kind of insert administrator here, right? It kind of happens to everybody. You have certain requirements that you want to meet, certain things you want to do. So I've been working on a project for a while. It's mostly in Java. There's some C code and some things like that, but I've got some legal things I got to work through before I can actually release that. So I took a small subset of it, put it in Bash yesterday. Hopefully this doesn't puke on us. But here's the script if anybody wants it. There's not any rootkits on it, but
Can I get it first?
is there another thumb drive?
I think it might
one
be
of the white ones?
I've got one here.
Yeah, put it in.
Oh,
If you want to put it, on.
Oh, did it have the script?
Well, if it's in use, just keep rolling.
You got about a minute.
There's one piece of this I promise won't work if you don't have OpenVAS up and running, and that's the very last piece, where it does a kind of a vulnerability assessment using OpenVAS, right? If you don't have OpenVAS up and actually fully functional, good luck getting that working. I'm going to toss this up on my website probably Monday or Tuesday when I get some time, when I'm sitting at a hotel and bored out of my freaking mind. I'm going to toss this up and send it out. But it'll be up on stephanlooney.com/tools. And I'll tweet that out to the group, to the Hack3rcon hashtag. Yay, Hack3rcon! Anyway, so this is going to morph. OpenVAS setup will be included in this pretty soon, things like that. So once you guys get the script up and running. Can anybody read that?
Nope.
Sweet! So I can tell you guys it does all kinds of crazy stuff and nobody can call me a liar. Great.
Not until they run it, at least.
Not until they run it, right? Pretty simple. You just toss some stuff into it. I do everything. I'm a security consultant, so I do everything based on clients, right? So I build out a kind of a very generic client directory for you with active, passive directories, exploitation, things like that. I hope to use some of the tools some of the other guys are doing, download them, and try to automate some of that stuff too. If you try to launch the script with no parameters, it does kind of the basic thing everybody else does and spits out the shit you're supposed to enter in. Just kind of some DNS recon. Try to figure out if there's AD on the network, things like that. It's pretty basic. Martin over there probably laughed his ass off if he opened it up. So please have at it, man.
Jeez, I was gonna check it out.
Yeah, no, have at it. So yeah, actually, I want to use Ockle Hashcat and try to hook in with some of the stuff I'm doing. But so the other app that I'm working on, as soon as I get one of the Java developers that helped me do it, I'm going to release that as open source. I just got to get him to release it because he wants to sell it and I want to give it. So as soon as I get his release, then we're. Yeah. Does anybody have the script?
Whoever's got the script.
It's just one script called basic script.
Not being passed around.
Can you put it on that one?
Yeah, it's being passed around.
Can you put it on that one when we do double?
Is there another thumb drive around?
I don't know.
We got it over here.
Y'all got screwed.
Yeah.
So who has backtracks? Does everybody have backtracks running? Backtracks 5 R1?
We got 4.
I just downloaded it. Yeah, I'm putting the scripts on the backtrack.
Okay. Yeah, it needs to be in backtracks. So the whole concept here is just really to get people started and get enough information to have something to kind of roll through. Okay.
We got plenty of time to copy files because, well, I don't have everything.
And I actually blame the restaurant for my latency.
So now that I got that file on, I
Hey Tom, where's that other flash drive?
Those are people role playing, dude.
Just auto.
You thought it was a Halloween costume? That's
Looney's Backtrack.
They all dress up.
We need the scripts.
Oh, the script?
It's simple script. You're gonna grab it. You're gonna get it here in a second.
Automating as much as possible.
Right there's one. Somebody else got another.
Once he's done, he'll come.
I don't know if I'll run it. I'll probably take a look at it.
What's that?
I'll probably take a look at it offline. I don't know if I'll run it.
So is there anybody in here who has never used Backtrack?
Good to be. I built this just to come here.
Right.
Is there anybody in here who's written a considerable portion of Backtrack?
I'm just kidding. I'm just giving y'all settings.
I'm pulling down R5 right now, actually.
You need a shirt that says
2
Backtrack.
gigs
I wrote
in
it.
like 12 minutes over the 4G. It's not bad.
Which is pretty good.
All right, so I guess so there's kind of it's a matter of how you kind of do your tests, right? I try to do my tests in kind of a few general phases. I always try to start off with, and it's probably a general rule, I would hope, but I try to start off with very passive information gathering. Basically, I want to do anything that I can, either physically or on the network or whatever, to gain information without getting caught. And there's no with passive. The way I like to define passive is it's impossible for me to get caught if I'm 100% passive, right? You know, it's I've actually been nailed doing passive information gathering, but it's usually because I was somewhere I shouldn't be, which kind of makes it active, right? So from passive, I roll from passive, roll to active, and then somewhere in this mix, there's a social engineering piece of that, right? And then there's exploitation, and that's where I hope to just own everything. And you take the pieces that you gain from the first 3 phases, and hopefully that'll lead you into your exploitation piece. This script won't get you that far. This script will get you through the passive and get you started into the active information gathering. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably won't want to go much further past this anyway. This, hopefully by the time it actually hits my website though, will actually have the active portions to it. I'm going to do some CLI calls into Metasploit and fire off some exploits based on the results of the vulnerability assessment. You know, I wouldn't take an automated tool like this and totally rely on it. But if you have 0 budget, you know, you can take some scripts like this one, and you know, it'll help you out, right? It'll get you closer. How many people have the script actually in hand? Anybody want to get brave and try to actually execute it and see if it bitches out?
Sure.
Is that the script?
As soon as you run it, if you would lock your computer and then log back in.
Wow, that's what the script does.
I think you're probably.
Here's the, I don't know, you know what it is.
Whatever was going on there, I like
Do you want us to run it?
Yeah, try it. See what happens.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to do it, but you'll have to like do it.
Who needs the script still?
Probably not a magic network. Well, it's not necessarily just friend to friend. Alright, first we're going to talk about the support network.
Here you go.
Actually, put it forward. Pretty much everybody knows
It's just the one file?
Just one file.
Whoever is
Not the
started by the
digital.
US Naval Research Laboratory,
Oh, we'll be here a while.
Yeah, just it's the one that says I'm not a rootkit. If you'll just double click that one.
Totally not a rootkit?
Right, yeah. When you open it, actually, we'll give you a pop-up that says, I'm totally not a rootkit. Please click OK to acknowledge I'm not a rootkit.
I'm not studying your proxy.
We're supposed to be on the Labs network.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if Martin, is there a lab up?
A what?
Is there a lab up? I mean, is there
There's a Labs network.
There's an open network.
is there an open network? Does it?
I don't know anything about anything.
No lab.
Okay.
Except these guys.
Yeah. Anybody brave enough to set up a wireless access point, like with their own workstation? No takers.
No.
That's unfortunate.
You need to connect to.
No. You can run it against localhost. Just install your DNS. All the DNS recon stuff will definitely barf. For sure.
She's the hotel wireless.
Who else needs the script? Takers?
Here, I'll throw out the wireless network. AT&T may actually cut me off.
You didn't like them anyway.
Let's say you're the client right here. Or you can buy directional tunnel.
AT&T is pretty slow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we see. I don't have the bandwidth. Never mind. Yeah, well, I don't have the bandwidth anyway.
It's just a,
Yeah, if you would actually hit nsa.gov.
Each one of the nodes
That'd be great.
Be awesome.
yeah.
And by default, you bounce to the
I've heard of people doing that.
and out. At
Good
this
mid-
point, it's unencrypted. Unless you're using an encrypted protocol. Regardless, whether you hit the
After the recording stops, I'll share an interesting story with you.
placement,
Martin, did you want to check it out?
Yes.
Just for fun?
It's not
I'd love some
recording.
input, man, and then
No, I totally want to know.
It's not recording. You're good.
I never turned
Let
that
it
on.
on right now. Or now.
yeah, right.
Leaking, I'm not sure what that means.
Never know what might be in there.
Save us 3 hours of work.
SSL script, you may still be very much screwed.
All right. Let's see. Does anybody actually have internet access? Is anybody actually tethered or doing anything? You are tethered to the net?
I am.
You should actually be able to run it.
I'm just installing E25 right now.
So that one has a VM on, I think. But it has a VM and a script. The other one just has a script.
So that VM, where it comes from is it came from a class Carlos Perez did at DerbyCon. It's basically the stock VM. The only thing that's installed on it differently is RVM, which is Ruby's version manager, which allows you to switch through multiple versions of Ruby very effectively.
Actually, I'll toss the script up too on Layer 2 Security. It's a consulting company that I run. Just because it's in the script. It's easier to remember than StephanLooney.com.
Not that I would do anything, that's totally wrong. So you have layers like a boat,
Yeah, probably.
or like an onion, which is why it's called.
I can actually go after like Google or something.
Essentially, you have something that you send in, and how it.
I mean, a site like Google.
It ran like a fan.
Well, hotel networks apparently have kind
So it is the first top.
Is the hotel network open?
It's all
Yeah.
screwed up.
It is. And sends it out to public.
Here.
At that point, whatever
Connect
protocol
here.
you want to use, it's out to public. You could have
Is there, does anybody need this secret USB code?
Check it again, I have to do it twice. Yeah, no, put it out.
Or using SSL, but not necessarily. Like I said, once again, the idea is this person may be able to see who you're talking to on the outside world, or what you're sending, but he doesn't know who you actually are from the individual. So you can web around with some level of anonymity. The exception to that, those ways of breaking anonymity, there's also things like signal intelligence, where people try to figure out various traffic correlation patterns going, this person's sending data at this time, this person's receiving data at this time.
Don't everyone connect to it, or it'll drop.
That's another issue.
Seriously,
Not all
3 p.m.?
protocols are well suited for qualification. For instance, with one traffic, some of the stuff you
That's some problems with
funnel-
So the first problem is this packet capture thing. You need to make that a variable because it's not always going to be ETH0.
Yeah, that's actually what I was telling him.
Getting like 20.
I actually need to actually loop through and pick the interface you're actually using.
I wouldn't do that. I'd pass it to the man.
Just let them hand. Just let them hand it
because
off.
a lot of times you might be using wired for one thing and wireless for another thing. You know what I mean?
When I first wrote this, I did this
It's difficult.
last night.
I'm trying to do stuff where it tries to grab what the people are using, but if you have like a tab interface up for a VPN or something, there's just all kinds of things that could go wrong. It's better to just pass it to the
Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, any other glaring issues?
I mean,
Sure.
I was just looking.
No, man, I'm totally.
Maybe broken. So.
You like that? I try to comment anything I plan on handing out there. I try to comment it, but
You're gonna have to get through your host OS, probably.
this is the host.
You're gonna be
Yeah. Yeah, that's physical. That's actually a physical instance.
You should. One connect, no trouble.
I don't know. You said you had to kill Wicked and open it back up, right?
The description of how Tor works.
Yeah.
Basically, Alice makes copies of the record server each day. A set of hash and has this latest node path. And eventually it's out Bob, who's the actual public internet site.
You'll probably love my abuse of the loop there, Dan Martin.
Another way things can be set up, so if we use
Polling to see if OpenVAS is still running. You like that?
I've got that for you.
Hey, Tom. Bad password, bro.
Bob will, let's say Bob's posting a hidden service. He's going to set an introduction point out there on the Tor network. He's getting published into the directory server. Alice wants to contact this particular hidden service. She finds out about it. So she would get information from the directory service and find the rendezvous point. With the rendezvous point,
It's going to be a pretty boring video with all the technical difficulties, right? Huh? Yeah, right. It's a 3-second video. It's actually just the URL. All right, so for everybody who doesn't have internet, like me, you can actually just try to fire it off against localhost. It won't kill you, I promise. It won't hurt anything. And our QA department over there in the corner can verify that shortly.
What's that?
I said it won't kill anybody's VM. I said our QA over there can verify that. Do what? What are you talking about?
Down here where you create your task.
What line number are you on?
Where you're monitoring the status of the vulnerability scan.
Oh, yeah, done. Oh, you're talking about that while statement? At like line 263? Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually nasty. And it didn't work. That was another one of those this may be broken codes comments.
Are you looking for updates to this at all, or ideas?
Yeah, so actually it's totally open to any ideas and anybody who wants to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to start up an open source project, but I've got a ton. This I put together only because I couldn't get in touch with my buddy in time to get the code released, the Java code for the other binary. It totally works and has a year and a half worth of development put into it. It's a significant amount of work, but this I put together just for this, just to try to give somebody a heads up, just give them a leg up in the game a little bit. But this will definitely get you started. Any comments, any suggestions, anything, please toss in my direction. Yeah, this totally isn't going to connect. I'm getting bad password, Tom.
Oh.
And probably actually we could not
So Martin, my plan at the bottom of this is to spin off a Java thread at the bottom. So I'll probably manage it with Java, and then kind of use the functions within the script to kind of do some of the basic stuff, and then use Java for threading. So anything I can do simultaneously, I'll do it with Java, right? And then so I can take advantage of a little more horsepower. And then so I'm going to take the OpenVAS scans, I'm going to dump them out into like an XML versus HTML. They're just HTML here for readability. And then once I've dumped them out to XML, then I'm going to pull them back into my Java thread, parse through them, and any step ones I get, I'm going to take the vulnerability itself and do a lookup in the CLI Metasploit, and then fire up the exploits from there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the only thing I saw that was really lacking was the way you was right now, main controller.
You like that?
That was.
Well, you saw it. It did say it was the lazy way.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, you'd have better luck picking for 389 or something.
It is better than nothing.
That's true.
It is better than nothing. Yeah, if it's like a 2K3 domain controller, it's not gonna work. If you can get it on yours, I'll swap.
What did you just see the internet?
Well, yeah, it's
We just hacked to start moving in and boom.
Here, you can connect to mine.
Does it show the password or not?
yeah, it's show it.
I always go. I just
Unplug the,
There you go. You're good.
Because like most companies,
We wanted that on film.
it wasn't parallel.
Oh man, he's hooking me up. I'm trying to take care of him.
No cons, but the thing is corporate.
You know this address is incredibly unprintable.
More for VMware. That's
Unreadable. Well, this is the key
Not hit connect.
that corresponds
because I had messed I think that's what I think.
We want us to run the script?
Yeah, actually try to run it. If you're not a shell scripter, it might not make a whole lot of sense. But yep. So just actually do a.
It's not going to be a speed demon or anything.
No, that's good though. That's good. So who here is not a Linux person? Show of hand. Come on, man. Okay. All right. Oh, that is so wrong.
This is Backtrack, right?
Trust me, right?
So if you'll just type that. Okay.
Command not found.
Command not found. All right. CD wherever you put it, and then just do a // basic_script.ksh. Hit enter, and it'll give you a spit out of what you need to do. It's actually in Bash. It does have a KSH extension. Yeah, good catch, Frank. That's me being tricky, stealthy. You like that? Just totally, keep you all guessing, right? You don't have to put quotes around anything unless you, toss spaces in there or whatever.
Also, another problem with toys is it has a semi-fixed infrastructure. Back in 2009, great firewall lots of access to the directory, which unless you do a bunch of grid nodes, that pretty much shuts you out of control. Also,
Can you guys see this at all up here? I know it's kind of small, but can you guys in the back see this at all? No? Yes? No? I know Boris can't. He's drunk.
Yeah, that's a different issue.
That's totally a different problem, right? So one of the things I did in this script specifically for this class was in an effort to not actually show you guys my password, actually pull it in from a file. So in the script, if you don't pass a password to it, it's actually looking for it in a file that's locally in the script called password.txt.
You know what the default password is for that?
Do what? So here's the catch, guys. If you don't have OpenVAS up and running, just make something up and put it in there, because the OpenVAS will not work. And the configuration for OpenVAS, I couldn't pull it off in time. It does take a little bit of time. But the tools in Backtracks actually walk you through that. So if you go to like applications or testing tools, whatever, and then vulnerability, it's the OpenVAS suite is there. So and it actually does, it has a checking script and stuff like that. So.
So you want me to plug this into my computer?
Yes, actually, if you would, right when you run the script, if you would lock your screen and then authenticate again, I'd appreciate it.
Don't worry, it's safe.
It's totally safe, and if you hear my phone vibrate, it has nothing to do with that.
It's a coincidence.
Totally. Totally. Tom, let's screw with him. He's drunk. Text him. All right, so did everybody make it this far and actually try to execute this thing? Yeah, never mind. We're actually going to have to pass a password to it. Oh, use whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you to use Yahoo, only because this is being recorded.
This is not the site you're looking for.
This is not the site you're looking for. Actually, I don't think it'll let you install it. Don't you have to actually go back and wipe it now?
But I got it's 2005. I should be able to install it with a blank password.
I don't think you can in 2005. I think they actually fixed it in 2005. 2005, I'm pretty sure you have to toss a password to it, but I think you can go back and...
all the people with blank SA passwords in 2005 went back and deleted it after they installed it? I mean, is that what you're talking?
Actually, I'll tell you what I have seen people do, is they'll use the like NT integrated authentication, set everything up, and then they'll actually realize that some application somewhere is hard-coded an SA password or SA username. Then they'll set it up and not give it a password.
Oh, that could be. That does make sense.
Yeah, but I don't think you can in 2005.
Head of development for IPP.
Did you run his script?
Yeah.
Did it work?
I don't have OpenVS installed. I just put that in now.
So are you going off through the internet, or you just went through local?
I just did my local host. Hotel network's really shoddy.
Okay, so sorry guys. I got a commenting problem in my script here. If you just type // script name, the syntax it gives you as a sample, it's actually calling passive underscore. That's because originally this was going to be a passive script. Then there was going to be an active script. Then there was going to be a, like an exploitation or social engineering script. It was going to separate them out, but I decided, the hell with it, let's put it in one script, and it's a whole lot easier to maintain.
It keeps asking you for the password using the file.
It's for OpenVAS. Just type username and password.
I just type something else right into that.
Web browser. This allows you
Is
to
open box set up on Backtrack already?
Yeah,
What is this
except
doing?
for
It's just
The
setting up the
database
backtrack
usually-
yeah, you
environment.
gotta get the database.
Yeah.
No, it's doing some
So-
Network connection, you can go in.
So he did that against
Yeah,
Yahoo.
if you've got
He just did
internet,
that against
right?
The
Yahoo.
problem is we can't, because of the way they do theirs.
Just kind of stopping it. Okay.
But yes, there's got to be some.
I can set up a fake AP for you guys real quick.
Look, he's got one ready.
Check out what it's doing. But scroll up, you can see where it started.
2011, no one brought a switch.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, it's totally a work in progress. But it's if you don't have a ton of security experience, it's definitely going to get you rolling, right?
That's his password, just type something.
He's just doing some, I don't know.
Even though Ethernet 0 is not Ethernet port, it still works.
If you don't have mouse,
Well,
that's what you use.
yeah. So if E0 is up and running,
But it's not.
well,
Getting feedback.
But he said that considers this passive or not?
I don't know if it's
Hardly.
It was a passive script, and I just started up the active part.
Right, but I mean passive.
oh yeah, it's because so if you see a bunch of errors that slap up on your screen, it's only because you don't have internet.
Right.
No, you don't have internet.
It's going to ask if you want to plug it into the Mac.
Yeah, it's trying to make some DNS calls, and if you don't have if you can't resolve the domain name, that's what you're going to get. Yeah.
Slash 24 is encoded in everything.
You wanna,
Yeah.
So we run this.
No, it's fine. I'll just wait for it. I'm
Hence the
following.
reason it's like,
Everybody's
it's got Cat3rcon compatible. Did you see it?
Oh, is
yeah.
this the image that
Again,
he?
this guys.
Do you have it on?
Yeah, no. What I was going to say was I totally
USB,
did this on the fly, and
No, it's
it
okay.
wasn't intended to ever be in Bash.
Appreciate it.
So anyway, there will be some code ports dumped up on my site that are in Java, and then I plan on also dumping one up in Objective-C for the Mac if anybody's interested in that. For the Apple use.
Yeah, I've already had it.
Oh, you have the ISO?
It's a VM. It's a VM.
Oh, okay.
It's got pictures of it.
Yeah, the new virtual box should be enough.
I haven't checked out virtual backset. How do you like it?
Oh, I've been using it for years.
That's one thing I never. I've been using VMware since version 1.
It's free.
That's
Can't
easy.
beat it.
No argument.
It's not perfect, but yeah.
Sure. I heard it encrypts the VMs these days.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So if you're going to hit the public space, yeah, you kind of got to be connected, or it's not. It's literally not going to do anything. It's going to try. It's going to make the TCP calls, and then it's going to puke. If you don't have internet connectivity, replace yahoo.com and the IP address with localhost and 127.0.0.1. And kill home.
Hack3rcon.org.
Well, if you've got the handle tunnel,
they come back in entirely different directions. Unlike before where you have bidirectional tunnels.
There have been a lot of DNS issues I've found. I'll stay connected and I can't get out at all.
That is true. Last model, that is done for IPG. If your ISP is totally
You used to be able to use a necessary
Is it not working for anybody?
I was looking at that file.
Better question, is it working for anybody?
Well, it's working for me. Another, I'm doing it against local hosts, Another thing that may be running into if they're running as a VM is that bridge by default, not all wireless adapters are going to be connected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you bridge it, it won't give you an IP, right?
You got from that, your VM to be able to get it to connect through your internal OS wireless connection.
No, I can be.
Right. Did everybody hear Tom?
Yeah.
Tom?
Basically, what you guys need to do, if you're having trouble connecting and your primary OS that you're running on is connected.
Did you get internet?
What you need to do is pause your VM, shut it down, and edit the VM using that connection rather than bridging, because most VMs do not utilize your internal wireless adapter. If you've got a USB wireless adapter, it's different.
What I have found is if
You'll
you
go back out and add it, you'll have better luck.
port scan on something
Even
called
that
Fox, it shuts down the switchboard. Or in this scenario, it's not so much a switchboard, but your wireless mount, right? So you have to use your Mac off and change it.
I'm working on the post office. We're gonna redistribute it there.
I used to run up local host.
Is Mac off on these in Backtracks?
Is what?
The Mac changer?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be under miscellaneous.
Every time you change it,
Just back change tag A.
Yeah, but the script will see what was done based on the log file. It'll see what's been completed, and it'll pick up wherever it left off. So it's not going to run the same thing twice unless you delete or rename the client directory.
So interesting, you're totally right. So you can't install SQL Server in SQL mode with a blank SA password, but you can install it in Windows mode and then go back and turn it back into SQL mode. It creates the SEA account by default
With a blank password.
and it disables it until you turn it back on, and then it doesn't ask you for a password if you turn it on.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great? Win Microsoft. Yay! Yeah, it is. It's an undocumented feature, which is what was it I saw yesterday that was it a $23 billion a year business, SQL Server alone?
It's pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trumped in the Microsoft suite only by the Xbox. Don't quote me on those numbers, I just pulled them out of my ass.
Very good.
If anybody watches this video later and Googles me and I'm wrong, I don't give a shit. But yay, Hack3rcon.
Hey, DerbyCon!
Yay, DerbyCon.
And then just set your host and your
And everybody buy stuff and feed kids in Africa.
Yes.
You just said that so sarcastically.
I didn't. No, that was my sincere voice. Until I just said that. Actually, please, everyone, buy stuff and feed kids in Africa.
Kids in Africa, so you open your mouth.
Please.
Sorry, guys.
I'm actually going to cheat. There we go.
It should have started with.
There. We would move on.
Now with open valves, where should I stop it at? Because it's not going to run after it gets to a certain
It'll actually puke. It'll crap itself.
point.
Yeah. It's really good at that. As soon as it can't do anything, it just dies.
I got the lamp back.
We need to fix that projector so they can see.
I know,
if it
this
goes to the script
really
or-
sucks.
You can get
That's all right,
the
though.
light
Did you-
above
I mean-
off, that would help.
Do what?
You can get the light right above the screen off. You got screws, so that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Rockets.
Yeah, that makes sense. But Boris is intoxicated. Hey, will you unscrew this light?
What? Did I break something? No.
It's a fluorescent. You should be okay.
It was a Trisha light.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Open
Right,
electronics.
Mark. He gave Jericho. Just left the building.
Is it not running for anybody?
I can't get VMware installed.
Besides
You
you?
couldn't get us VirtualBox? You know all this ancestors use VirtualBox.
Actually, I just booted Backtrack, so I'm afraid of it.
I don't use Backtrack.
Just install it on your Mac, of course.
Yeah. If you've got all these tools on your Mac, it'll work.
Latest VirtualBox should
Yeah,
on
think of
VDI.
I do have faith, but I don't have anything properly working because I have to buy extra.
Whatever, that's lame, man. That's a really sad excuse, actually.
I got a Buxu box. You want to do something with that?
Do you,
Scripts, I'll get it.
Get Metasploitable up or something?
huh? No,
Is that better?
A little
It's really
lower.
it's now with the lights off.
Those two lights, a little lower, and then you're gonna have to
yeah,
bounce
see if you can get those.
You want to put my hand now?
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, now we're cooking. Yeah, shut that one off. You want the middle one back on? This one? Yeah. Yeah? Say when, they good?
That discovers Ryan.
Young bull.
Let me try.
I know, it took a while.
Yeah. So you've already set up open VAS on you?
It should kick it off in a second. It's something actually looks like a tone. Yeah, so so one of the things I try to do in this script, and as Martin pointed out, I'm doing it a very lazy, very cheap way, is I do try to determine that in a lot of really little environments, you'll see that a lot of times your DNS server is also like AD. A lot of times, a lot of small environments will use like especially like a small business server, things like that. They'll use AD box will be your domain or your DNS server as well. So I literally just kind of see if that box is a try to see if it's a domain controller very, very, very lazily. And if it is, then later on we can use that to like in Metasploit or something like that, right? So you can actually break some good stuff. And then at this point here, so the whole process, I do a packet capture so that you have a packet log of everything that you've done and everything you've touched, right? You can run this through screen if you want, if you don't trust the output that's there, so that you can actually get all of standard out to a log file somewhere. And then after the passive part's done, actually kill T-Shark and run the vulnerability scan, because it just creates a metric crap ton of noise that this script just can't handle, and it will barf. And then once you have OpenVAS up and running, this will hopefully work for you.
If you want to show them how to set up OpenVAS, you can use my machine.
I was going to try to let this run and see if I could actually get.
Did you get this?
Are you relying on that internet connection, Martin?
What?
Are you relying on that internet connection?
No,
for
not really.
Okay.
Why? Is it not working?
No, I'm about to kill it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. These are, if you look up here, guys, this is your OpenVAS stuff. You could probably use a commercial tool, aka Qualys, for all the Qualys fans in here.
Wallace.
Go Koalas.
That's just
Or Nessus or whatever, you know, pick one, Saint, you know, whatever you want to use, right? But OpenVAS, the whole purpose of this is everything in here is a free tool, so you can use it without licensing, right? Nessus, you can't use it in a corporate environment, even if you use it from here without violating their license agreement, right? Go Tenable. Epic fail. So if you kind of go through these, the OpenVAS check setup, the one that I actually have highlighted there, is the, it'll actually go through and check each component, and it gives you the command line that you need to set up OpenVAS. So it actually walks you through each step if you want to set up OpenVAS.
We have internet access, this can't set up.
Yeah, if you don't have internet access, you won't be able to set it up. But you can check your setup if you like.
I try not to. When people make
Yeah, and I typed in the wrong password, so it's going to keep trying to authenticate.
So you won't be able to like run this as
Well, you can run it against localhost, but if you don't have internet connection,
I'm running it.
yeah.
You know, right now on local host. Man, I'll present you with this DerbyCon shirt.
Thanks, bro. I'll support that now.
Yes. Yes, please. I done it.
I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I already got one.
Now you've got two.
I
Do you have your
$5.
USB stick handy?
Yeah, who's got the USB drive with the script on it? Do you need the VM or the script?
The VMs.
Who's got the one with the VM on it?
Pretty sure I corrupted the fuck out of it.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
See, yay, Derby.
Yay, Derby.
I got more of those shirts than I know what to do. Like I have one.
You guys forget?
Yay, DerbyCon. I said it. I said it, man. Come on. Yay, DerbyCon. Say it again.
You know where you change the MAC address on? Backtrack?
Yeah, it's under miscellaneous. My wife has a shirt now. So, if this runs successfully, and you go to your home directory, under home, and then whatever you use for a client name, you'll see this directory structure.
Well, yeah. And so
I have a question.
12.
11. I was just making sure. I mean, I'm going local. So I was just wondering, am I good with that?
Right now, it's going to try to run a vulnerability assessment, but it can't run. You know what I'm saying? So just hit yes, and it'll create its directories and try to do its stuff. Step one.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, no. So,
I can't do it.
so by the time I upload this, it actually will try to parse that. And then if it doesn't successfully run, my intention is if I don't get a successful vulnerability assessment, I'm just going to kind of do a Hail Mary with Metasploit and just basically just go after stuff. Just, yeah, for fun, because that's what we do. All right.
Whatever you want to call it. So we call it test. People vote, bro. Let's call it. Target is fully qualified name.
I got a screenshot of a fail wheel a little bit ago. Did you? Okay. And then the target IP network.
Yeah. Check if you follow the Hack3rcon hashtag. I actually hit the end of Twitter. I killed Twitter.
You killed Twitter?
I killed Twitter.
He broke the internet.
Yeah. I broke the interwebs.
Good thing we can reset the internet.
Yay, interwebs.
Hoorah! So so basically everything that all the binaries that run, I spit the logs out to a binary name.log. Here's you some like DNS recon. Some handy information if you're trying to go after some DNS servers for I don't know, in this scenario maybe Yahoo. Good luck with that. Hope you have a really great cable modem. But you know, potential's there. Just DNS recon and net discover will take flipping forever to run.
Do you ever run the harvester or anything like that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But I'll toss up my my email address, and then anybody who would like to see anything in this. My background is in security, but most of what I do is automation, like data center automation. So I try to marry those two worlds and take the security space and kind of automate it, right? So that, like I said before, people who don't necessarily know how to do security can take a tool like this and it'll help. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a lead hacker.
And intoxicated.
It's not Powerade, right?
Not Powerade.
Net Discover is not so useful like if you're trying to hit an external source, but internally it actually can provide some really great information. What are you trying to do, man?
I'm trying to install SQL Server 2005 with a blank SA password.
I thought you already did it.
Dude, I did, but now it won't work. I'll fix it, don't worry.
You can't get it won't start? It won't start or you can't connect to it?
No, it will start, but I can't log in with the blank SA password. Even though it's configured that way. It's really bad that I can break all this stuff. I can't install it. Holy shit. I'll figure it out.
Then, so the PCAP files that get created, they
No.
that's kind of your digital evidence of what you did, right? Without a packet capture, you can't prove what you did or what you didn't do. So it's kind of important anytime you do any security testing, guys. You know, for those of you who may not know.
TCP down this running?
T-Shark. T-Shark, yeah. Only because I drink their Kool-Aid. Their actual Kool-Aid. And I don't think I have it. If you guys want to see,
Boobies. I wonder
if anybody would like to see that.
Do the truffle.
Let's see if this one's got some content to it.
artillery saw.
Yeah, so the OpenVAS is actually, the reports aren't quite as pretty as Qualys, but they're not bad. You know,
it leverages the CLIO defense. The CLIO defense.
Yeah. You can dump them out in different formats just for purposes of this. You know, I figured nobody in here would appreciate seeing an XML version of this, so I opted for HTML just for readability. You can change the format in the script if you like. This might be a good thing to parameterize, but the next version of this that I'm going to release will actually be XML.
Do you think
because I'm going to parse it?
Can that be put into Metasploit then?
Well, see, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to parse it, grab the tags, right, and I'm going to basically locate all of my Sev 1 high severity stuff, and then I'm going to do lookups in Metasploit and see if I've got an exploit for it. If I do, I'm going to fire that off. What is it?
writing XSLT to transform the XML to get it into better format.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the great thing is if you're decent, like with awk and sed.
Oh yeah.
You can grab what you need and you know, create some variables that way. Right. There's some you know, the script's not perfect. I'm far from the greatest scripter on the planet, but there are some great examples of awk and stuff like that in that script. So if anybody wants to you know, ape that out of the script and use it for other purposes, have at it. Have a blast. But if you get OpenVAS up and running, this is kind of what you'll this will be your end result, right? Is anybody having any problems with it, or did everybody give up? Is it running? Anyone? Pretty sure we got 3 kids in the back row there that are like, I don't know, hacking Google or something. Does anybody have any questions? With regards to like, I'll preface that. No, it's actually not.
You probably already answered this question, but what's the exploitation part come in? Is that the part you need to get released?
Yeah, so like I said, I've got basically a Java and C version of this that is complete. I just have to have it released by one of the developers that help me do it. He wants to sell it, I don't want to sell it, so I have to have it. Nah, I don't think so. Right now he's in Croatia doing some consulting. So, you know, he's a little tough to get hold of right now.
Oh, cool.
So as soon as he gets back. So the oddly enough, just before the whole Zeus thing came out, right? We nicknamed this thing Zeus. With you know, because it was going to be the Greek god of all. Right. And yeah, we've got some WAN hopping capabilities and some you know, it'll grab round tables actually. It does some neat stuff. Then this whole Zeus thing came out. And we're like, oh shit, can't use that, right? You know, get a kind of a bad stigmatism there, but yeah, I hope to release that pretty soon. As soon as I do, I'm going to dump it up online, and then I plan on using you know, like Ockle Hashcat and some stuff like that to actually do some pretty mean stuff. You know, use the set tools. I want to use basically all the open source tools that are out there that are already doing automation. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. These guys do the stuff way better than I do. So just be nice to kind of integrate that and tighten it up. You know what I mean?
Cool,
yeah. And then the other benefit with the Java version is it actually uses multi-threading. So you can actually do more than one thing at a time successfully, right? And monitor everything versus just backgrounding crap. Right. And the .24 subnet and the hard-coded ETH0 interface, those will both be parameterized tonight.
So what he's saying is he's going to use this. Yeah, basically what he's trying to say. Hey, play back off tomorrow. Is that what he's trying to say? I'm done.
Actually,
he hasn't denied it yet.
And I'm not going to deny there's another version of this.
Are you running you're at VM? If you just install the you said you have all the unreleased code.
Yeah, he'll do it for you automatically.
I see now.
He's going to use the one that he's talking about. He's going to use that tomorrow.
Which may or may not have anything to do with the fact it's not been released.
Your Fedora box, right?
No, we'll play fair. We'll play fair.
Yeah, we'll play fair.
We'll play fair.
Sometimes virtual box is crazy.
Oh, Armitage is awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any suggestions? Does anybody here like just have any general pen testing questions? Like any security assessment questions?
It's just going to name the directory where it stores results.
Anything?
Oh, you don't
Bueller?
have the
Bueller? I'm always looking for people.
So target.
Oh, you need to install the tools because it came with beams.
Does it need HTTP?
No question.
Just a dub down?
Huh?
I didn't put that.
Yeah, actually, training is the fun part, right? So there's a kind of the way this got started for this whole con thing was I teach every year at the local elementary school. I teach a martial arts class to the kids, a self-defense class. And so the whole
They might.
is
I bet they own both, and DNS is probably pointing to both.
In 1 hour for 4 nights. But he'd keep the rest of his life. Right? You can't get complicated. You can't dive in too deep, right? Otherwise they just get lost at it. So the whole, that was kind of the same concept with this.
What's that?
You'll have to put that in quotes because of the space.
Some of the things that more experienced people
right. So I need to have the IP first.
I got it here. 7453.
So he should do that automatically. We should source that from there.
What it is.
74.53. 74.53.74. And it wants a network address, so I just put .0. That was a higher than that, but
Well, I already know what I told him.
I didn't put any side annotation.
What's that?
I didn't put any side annotations. I just did it like that.
Just like that? Oh, you didn't do
I did that. I set up OpenVAS, but you can just put test.
What is OpenVAS?
It's a vulnerability scanner.
Oh, okay.
I still do, but...
And what's the password for that?
If it's not set up, then you just put in like test space test.
So
Just give it some parameter. No.
Eyes and balls, that's right.
But you're always going to see
Anything with the S.
The password.
And then it won't run that part of it, but it'll still fire.
So am I missing something?
Yeah, the end quote.
Well, okay, so to give you guys a little bit of background, right? So one of the things that I've kind of done professionally for the last 5-6 years is data center automation, and that's kind of end-to-end provisioning, like your bare metal provisioning. It's you crack a server out of the box, you plug it in your network, and you go and image and stuff. Only the style that I do is not imaging. We don't use images, right? You throw a base operating system down to it, toss your middleware down on it, you toss all your application layer stuff down on it, and then you run your compliance audits and remediation against it, so you've got all the latest. Right? And then you basically spit out a report that says this is going here. So you take the data center, in a large data center, a lot of data centers that I deal with are 30, 40, 50,000 servers. In an environment that size, you're talking about,
Yeah, and I just set it up.
you order a server, would you get a production online banking server? That's 6, 8, 9 months, right? By the time you actually get that thing in production, the technology's obsolete. You know what I'm saying? It is, it truly is. So one of the things that we do is we turn that process from 9 months down to 9 hours.
What?
Okay, and so I'm not dodging the question, but you absolutely could automate it. All you have to do is you program what you know. You know everything. If it's in your
How long
brain,
does the DNS map
the
usually
thought process
did it take for you?
Right? You just have to
Mine went really quick. I've been hung on loading these plugins for OpenVAS for a while. It's only got it 10,000, 20,000.
Yeah, there has to there has to be some consistency to it. Okay.
Oh, and that's the report it spits out?
That's OpenVAS.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, you gotta yank that. You check it.
So it's pretty cool. I didn't have to do any special matting. I've got this tether and virtual box just went right out.
I set up a wireless hotspot to this one.
I actually found a bug in here, so this is going to be 4G code, which is awesome.
What's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I did my online the first time, I beat my head against the wall for like 8 hours.
So you can pay for mobile hotspots. for free, but I found for some reason when I USB tether, I can't get to Surface X and how Facebook.
Is there anybody that's actually tried to set up OpenVAS?
I'm doing it now.
So I had some problems setting this up originally, and point to note, as you go through each piece and you configure each one of the services, you're going to actually have to start that service. And if you get crazy, like he keeps getting these MVT errors, right, that it hasn't downloaded the definitions yet, but he has. Reboot.
Because Verizon has been.
Well, I did. I need to sync it
because they lost
the traffic. Sync, and that's what it's doing.
Right, but I've got unlimited
data. When it's done, if it tells you you still need to sync it, restart it.
I never asked you for a cursor.
You haven't set that up?
So I got to do that after I finish. Doesn't the setup ask me for that?
No, but if I bring it back to the store, I'm waiting for all the bugs to get worked out on that too. The bootloader on this is a little different.
Yeah. If you look in your tools.
Yeah, I saw where it said you add a user.
Yeah, and you can really do that really at any
How'd you
point.
root it? I thought
If I could actually use a mouse, this was a whole lot easier.
I really think I got it.
Yeah, it's the top one now.
So you got clockwork running on it? Clockwork recovery?
I mean, and then
does it improve battery life?
It gives you some, you can get some shit to remove it. I had to put this.
But is it the green boat security desktop?
No, I think it's actually a
plug it in like
configuration.
crazy, but I'm lucky to get a couple hours because I don't turn 4G off.
Yeah, no, I guess it is actually a front end.
I mean, the battery is not too bad. It adds a little bit of weight, but
it's the constant, as big as it is, it's the extra battery.
yeah, the cases too.
$25 too for the battery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, at Verizon store? I'm gonna have to go pick that up.
And then
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't use it every day.
Right.
I don't use it when I need it.
Right.
So I'm not worried
So
about
you
my
did
usage.
pay for them all?
Yeah, I guess it actually is the front end, right?
Yeah, I also like, I'm a little chaotic, so I plug it in. I like to have a wire.
Do what?
Sure. Got it.
There's a good program called Proxois too. That's pretty simple. But I'm gonna have to look. Let me get my contact info. Yeah, definitely.
I'm very paranoid, and that really drives me nuts. Check this out. You tell me if you see what the fail is. Device limit. Minimum 2 devices. What the fuck?
What is it? Oh, wow, right.
Isn't that?
So there's still one open point.
So I usually connect both of them too, just to make sure. But I just keep it on. Yeah, I just keep it on here. So.
That's weird. That's kind of weird that they do that. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm extended for the free client lunches.
I'm just here because I can expense one.
Yeah, that's right. They did a lot of weird stuff too. I don't use it.
So you got a Gaithersburg?
Yeah.
Okay, and then another guy that's in Gaithersburg that works in Arlington.
Yeah, I think he lives out in Loudoun County, he was saying, but he commutes into Gaithersburg.
Or he lives in Gaithersburg, commutes into
Oh, okay.
Arlington.
I'll have to reach out to him and tell him.
Charlie Vita.
I didn't know.
He's a choosing adventure.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow. So could be neighbors.
Might be.
Oh.
Yeah, I fell on the competing product.
Yeah, from the DC area as well. And there's no church standing up there. So you're commuting into Gaithersburg?
No, I got bonus one.
Oh, that's nice. How'd you land that?
Been there for 13 years.
Wow. One of these days, I keep saying I'm going to bite the bullet.
Last 3 years ago.
I'm working on some fun stuff right now, so there's no reason to leave, and the company's great.
There's always a place in the air.
I'm going to find out why this is taking
Really? That's wrong. That is so wrong. Yes, sir.
How long would the DNS map be?
Well, so, yeah, it depends on what you're mapping, right? So if you're on a LAN and you've got like 2 or 3 DNS servers, it's quick, right? It'll be short attention time.
Hack3rcon.org, so...
Yeah, good luck with that. Just open up a shell and do kill all space DNS map,
okay,
and it'll move to the next step. Kill all. Kill all, one word. Yep, there you go.
You buy a solution, throw it up, and
Yeah, it's like
punch a button and use it.
So why was that taking so long for that particular target?
Speed, and you're reversing all of their DNS servers. So he's not hosting DNS himself. So it's going to go. If you go in your directory, you can actually. So pop up in your home directory. And if you would type all of your passwords in plain text for me. Go to Hacker. And pass it. And then you should have a DNS map. Open that up and see what's happening. And you'll see it's just flipping
Probably
massive.
similar nodes, right?
Either that or it didn't work at all. You don't have internet, do you?
I do. Yeah, I'm tethered.
Oh, you're tethered. So you're not using it 0.
Well, it's getting out. What's it getting out on?
The script isn't. The script is hard coded to use it 0.
Right.
Which I didn't pay attention to because I wrote this in a VM.
No. 8.0's going out. It's getting natted after.
Because I'm getting.
That won't matter.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
getting that with the wireless hotspot.
Yes, it's working as it should be.
Yeah. Oh, you're downloading your plugins right now.
Yeah, but if should it not be working if it's hard coded for 8.0?
No, 8.0 is fine because that's the only interface.
If you've got 8.0, if 8.0 is up and has network connectivity, it'll work fine. The problem was if you're using like another Ethernet interface, like WLAN 0 or something like that, it won't work.
Do you work in Joshua?
No, I'm in the Virginia area. Out in the Tyson's area? Yeah. Kind of floating around a little bit. Horrible. I don't say it. I mean, I've gotten used to it because I've measured my last 9 years. For some reason, in the last year, it's just gotten worse than it's ever been. Like, mornings used to be no problem. Now mornings are just as bad as evenings, and it's brutal. I'm toying with the idea of making it more wrestling. I have a feeling the way the market's going right now. Right, but I just think when the metro gets up there and the way the market's going, you get a nice house. Oh, yeah. Then it's only going to be, but it'll be worse or better when the metro's up.
Yeah.
15 minutes west of Rest.
Okay.
And if you have to hit 7,
Oh, I don't even bother. Where are most of your clients located?
Or
Hack3rcon, man,
get a virtual office in Reston.
Okay. Mostly private sector, or?
I thought this was DerbyCon, the other DCon.
I'm a Linux admin. Yeah, so I've just started to get into flavor.
Hey, I didn't get it.
So I'm just starting to get into the security.
Okay, I do say
You said it, and now
I don't know if I really want to go pen testing route, but maybe more than.
That's why they've been so late.
That is so wrong. Where are those little rockets at? I need a rocket.
Yeah, I know where these came from, man. I can get more.
Thinking maybe we can shut this down now.
People are taking them.
So, do you still want the video up?
Well, I think they're going to do a podcast. So
Yes, they will.
I think we can. Yeah, you kill it.